Welcome all to another episode of your favorite podcast. Targo, how the hell are you, man?
Doing good, doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. We had, it's midweek. We had some Champions League games going on. It's never a bad week when that happens, even if I get all of my picks wrong.
I will say it does help the week go by quicker.
It does. It does.
Knowing I got some Champions League games waiting for me at home when I get off
Exactly.
work.
And now we just got, like a day and not even a day, because we got Europa League today and Premier League tomorrow.
Yeah, the next couple weeks are going to be busy. Even next week, we got some midweek Premier League games.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. So let's get to it. Targo, what you drinking today?
I'm drinking Old Faithful, man.
Dos
Dos
Equis.
Equis.
My man. That's what I love to see. I today am drinking Neon Snowpocalypse. It's an Imperial Cold India Pale Ale.
You
From
needed
Rogue
this
Brewing.
a couple months ago when it was a snowpocalypse.
I know, right? That's probably why I found it. Because no one wants to drink it. But I've never had it before. So let's crack her open, see what we got.
Let me know how she tastes.
Some of these times it's like Christmas Day. It's like, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Okay, Forrest Gump. Box of chocolates over there.
It's not terrible.
I didn't think you'd like it when you said India Pale Ale. I was thinking, oh, not up your alley.
IPAs, not really, but I've been drinking a lot more of them lately to find some that I might like. And, I might like this one. I might not. I'll let you know by the time I get to the bottom.
Hold it up to the camera, though. The can looks pretty cool. It's
Look
like
at
a
how awesome
monster
that is.
snowman.
Yeah. There's a little helicopter right there. There's a little dude floating down on a parachute over here.
It's got like a snowman shooting fire.
Yeah. It's like Godzilla, but a snowman. It's great. All right. Those are our brews. Let's get to some banter. Welcome to Brews and Banter. Make sure to check out our Facebook group, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and most importantly, our Redbubble, where you can get awesome merch and sweet stickers. Yeah.
And thank you guys. We just hit 1,000 downloads, so we appreciate you guys listening. That means a lot to us.
It does, and thank you for the support. We will keep doing this as long as you want to listen.
That's right. As long as we got listeners, man, we'll keep. Even if we don't have listeners, we'll probably keep doing it.
Probably. Let's be honest. All right, Champions League, second leg, quarterfinals. These were some wild games, man. Some went the way we thought, some didn't.
I think I got half my picks right.
Yeah, and I got one. So
you only got one?
Pretty sure. Pick Napoli.
Oh, that's right. You did not pick Man City.
Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid, and I got Real Madrid right. So, without giving away too many spoilers, let's dive into it. On the 18th, we had Napoli and AC Milan in what we thought would be the monumental comeback from Napoli. It wasn't. AC Milan, I would say, deserved winners in this one. At least aggregate. This game ended in a draw. Aggregate was 2-1 for Milan. So let's get into the game itself. The beginning, Napoli on the front foot the whole time, and then they gave away a penalty to AC Milan.
Yeah, Rafael Leao on the counterattack, man. He was lethal in this game.
Man, did he have some runs, like full field runs with the ball? More than one. This was one of them. PK was taken by Olivier Giroud, saved by Alex Merritt. I thought it was a penalty.
Do
we need to talk about it? Yeah.
No.
And then to make things worse for Napoli, on the 34th minute, they lost Mario Rui and Matteo Politano for injury. So they had to waste two subs. They dominated possession, failed to create really anything. But Milan defensively, man, the whole team, fantastic. And again, shout out to Rafael Leao. He was everywhere.
So did you see that tackle Rafael Leao had on Chucky Lozano?
Yeah.
That should have been a PK.
Should have, but...
I think it should have been a PK, unless there's some angle that they didn't show where he gets the ball, but it looks like he goes through Chucky Lozano, man. I thought that was a foul. I thought Napoli should have had a PK there.
Yeah, they should have. But Rafael Leao, the man of the moment, gets the ball probably, 25, 30 yards from his own goal. Dribbles the length of the field.
Somewhere inside his own half.
Dribbles probably about
after Jets, man.
60 yards past half of Napoli's squad. And then creates a simple cutback for Olivier Giroud to just put it right in the back of the net, putting Milan up 1-0. I would say it was
so he made up for his PK miss, man.
Yeah, he did make up for it. Speaking of PK misses, there weren't just one in this game. There was two. Kvaratskhelia missed a penalty in the 81st minute after a handball was called on Fikayo Tomori. Always butcher his first name.
Yeah, he kind of went down sliding, and he had a trailing arm, and the ball hit that trailing arm.
Yeah, we've seen it called and not called this season.
You're definitely going to see it called in the Champions League.
Yeah. However, Kvaratskhelia stepped up, and his was saved as well.
Magic Mike.
What pickups him and Rafael Leao were for AC Milan for only a combined 40 million.
From Lille?
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, France?
Yes.
That is a huge pickup, man.
Huge. Monumental for that team. I mean, after that, Victor Osimhen got a goal in the 93rd minute, but by then it was too little too late. Napoli came to regret their missed chances in the second half.
Yeah, they had chances. They dominated that game, but couldn't finish.
No.
Kind of reminds me of another team we'll talk about here later, Chelsea.
Yeah,
at least they got a goal with Victor Osimhen.
Yeah, at least they got one. Speaking of Chelsea, they played Real Madrid, already down 2-0 after the first leg, and it's like deja vu, man. 2-0 again. 4-0 in aggregate. I will say this was a different Chelsea team than the first leg.
So, yeah, definitely it was. Chelsea, for lack of a better term, they dominated this game. Possession-wise, they created chances. But same old Chelsea, man, couldn't put those chances away. I mean, I think Thibaut Courtois probably had one really good save on Cucurella in that first half. Otherwise, N'Golo Kante had an amazing opportunity to go 1-0 up, and he shanks his shot. And yeah, I mean, Eder Militao had some really nice blocks, but that was about it for chances.
Yeah, and speaking of chances, Real Madrid, they took care of theirs with Rodrigo with a fantastic game, getting the first one. Fantastic crossfield pass to Rodrigo.
And then he shreds Chalobah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He crosses it for Benzema, and it kind of misses Benzema, but Vinny Jr. picks it up. And Vinny Jr. finds Rodrigo in the middle, who kind of just pops it home.
Yep. Hits him with the Sue.
He did, man. He hit the Sue.
In the 58th minute, and Chelsea were pretty much defeated after that. But it wasn't over because Federico Valverde, nice run, taking everyone out of the game and passing it to Rodrigo, who had an open net.
It was, man. That was the easiest goal he'll ever score.
Yeah. Valverde doing all the work on that one.
One of those headers into the goal.
And that was all she wrote for this one. Real Madrid deserved winners. Chelsea, I mean, that's the story of their season, isn't it? They're going to rue all the chances they missed that could have been.
Yeah, and I don't know if this game was, was it Chelsea playing well, or was Real Madrid kind of just in game management mode? I mean, you could see in little instances where Real Madrid would kind of kick it up a gear. You could tell that on that first goal. Beautiful pass to Rodrigo. Rodrigo then gets forward. But, yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy for Real Madrid. They just kind of on a walkabout with the boys, man. I mean, they got the loads of experience in this situation. They know how to get it done.
Yeah, and we'll get to what that brings later because I'm excited. Next up on the 19th, we had Inter and Benfica. Inter up 2-0 after the first leg. This one, man, what could have been for Benfica if they played like they did in the last 20 minutes all game? This one ended 3-3.
Whew. 5-3 on aggregate, yeah, for Inter.
Yeah, 5-3 on aggregate. Inter went up through 14 minutes through Nico Barella.
Nicolo Barella, man.
He
cuts it onto that left foot. What a goal. That was
I feel like we've been saying that more and more often lately for Barella. But yeah, top bins it was.
Go ahead.
That
was a beauty, man. It looks like he's being linked to a certain team in England as well. Liverpool?
Yeah, Liverpool. Team in need of that kind of midfield firepower.
He's Benfica gave them a lot more now after these performances.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Inter is probably like, yes.
Yeah.
Benfica gave themselves some hope in the 38th minute when Frederick Arsons, I don't know, I probably
Good luck,
that.
Man.
Yeah. Headed that one in right before half. 1-1.
Beautiful header. Yep.
Yeah. Inter made it 2 when Lautaro Martinez tapped the ball in from Federico DeMarco in the 65th minute. Joaquin Carrera with a top bins goal himself. Made it 3 for Inter with a wonderful right-footed curler on 78 to put the tie beyond doubt, but it wasn't over. Antonio Silva got one back for Benfica in the 86th minute with a header off set piece. And then Peter Musa got the tying goal in the 95th minute off corner, but it was too little too late. They needed 2 more goals. If they played like that all game, could have been interesting. But I saw an interesting stat. It was Benfica's 4th game without a win. After, again, like we said before, only losing 1 game all season up to that point.
Yeah, so they lost to Porto, then they lost to Inter in that first leg, and then they lost, I think it was to Chavez. Chavez.
Yeah, 1-0.
Portugal, and now they just lost to Inter again.
Yeah. It's been 20 years since they've beaten Inter Milan.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it did. And then we got to the big one, which was over after the first leg. But Bayern Munich, Manchester City. Manchester City won 3-0 in the first leg. This one ended in a draw 1-1. Surprisingly, Sadio Mane was on the bench for this one.
I'm not. The way that
I thought he was suspended.
The way that their formation is, it doesn't suit Sadio Mane.
Well, I thought he was suspended. I meant like
no. He was suspended on the weekend. They suspended him for the one game against, I think it was Hoffenheim.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, Bayern looked sharp in this one until Upamecano had a red card rescinded, and City got a penalty.
He looked like Upa Maguire in this game.
100%. I couldn't have said that better myself.
He had 9 lives in this game, and that 9th life, man, it was over during that goal.
Start the hashtag now, everybody.
Upa Maguire.
But yeah, City got a penalty in 36th. Holland blazed it over the bar. It's only Erling Haaland's 3rd penalty miss, and he hasn't missed a penalty since I think his first year for Borussia Dortmund.
He's human, man.
Yeah,
he's human after all.
Yeah,
he blazed it way over too. It wasn't
like
close.
Some say it's still going. Looking like Harry Kane, not Erling Haaland. But Haaland made it 4-0 aggregate on the 57th minute, making Upa Maguire sit down on the ground and making it look easy. He duped him out of his boots, and then he slipped.
No, he didn't. He slipped. That was
either way. Haaland made it look easy, made the tie beyond doubt. Bayern got one back after Sadio Mane was awarded a PK after the ball struck the arm of Akanji in the 81st minute.
Both of these PK calls, man, they hurt me to see that. Like Upamecano's, it barely grazes his elbow after he already had his arms behind his back.
Right.
And but I mean, what are they supposed to do with their arms? Chop them off at this point?
These players are so good that if your hand is anywhere outside of your body, they can just flick it onto your arm.
But then you can't get any good leverage or position your body to.
That's what I'm saying. it shouldn't
your
be.
arms out for
It's a dead
balance.
play. It shouldn't be a penalty kick. That's my argument.
It's annoying. I hope they change that.
I do too. Especially the Upamecano one. Like, he did all the work to avoid it and then lets his arm go.
And like the ball didn't change trajectory.
No.
Like it glanced.
It didn't even change
hair
spin
on his arm.
It's ridiculous. Anyways, Manchester City through. You predicted that one. So the semifinals are set in the Champions League. They will be played May 9th and May 16th. They are the Milan Derby. Home at home, AC Milan against Inter. Probably they're real happy about this one. They have no travel time. And then we have the big one, the one everyone's excited about. Real Madrid, Manchester City, the Giants square off. I'm excited for this one.
Me too, man. I'm almost glad it's a semifinal, not a final, so we can get 2 games out of it.
Exactly. Yeah, get the most out of it. So, do you want to do predictions now or you want to wait?
I've already done my prediction of Man City winning the whole thing. So obviously I have Man City beating Real Madrid.
Yeah. I'm going to play devil's advocate, and I'm going to pick Real Madrid because devil's advocate.
For AC Milan, Inter Milan, this is AC Milan's first semifinal appearance since, was it 2006, they said?
2007? Yeah.
Which they famously lost to Liverpool.
Yeah, in
Istanbul, and
where the final this year is
Istanbul. So I'm picking AC Milan, man.
Same here, man. I want to see a final that good this year.
I don't think we will play Man City, but
hey, you never know. You never know, especially with that AC Milan team, because you never know which team's going to show up.
Oh God, hopefully it's not City. AC Milan.
Well, at least they're playing Inter, who have the same problems.
Yeah, they do. But I think the last matchup, Inter beat AC Milan, so we'll see.
We'll see. So today, just to make things even more exciting, we have the Europa League Quarterfinal second legs. The 19th. AS Roma and Feyenoord. Feyenoord's up 1-0. This one's in Rome, though. Anything can happen. You picked Roma, I picked Feyenoord. We at least have a score prediction for this game?
2-0.
Okay. I'm going to go 1-1. 1-1.
All right.
However, if Roma do get the first goal, I don't think anything happens after that.
It'll be a parked bus, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Next up, Union Saint-Gilloise against Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen got to travel for this game. They're not in the hottest of form.
They're in the best of form. What are you talking about? They're probably the most informed team in the Bundesliga.
Okay. I meant their last game. That's it.
Because they drew?
Yeah.
They had 5 wins before that?
True.
Whatever it was?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, I picked USG. You picked Bayer Leverkusen. This one's in, is it Hungary? Is that where they're from? I forget.
I don't remember.
I forget. Anyways, I picked Union Saint-Gilloise. I think they're going to win this game. I think 1-0 or 2-1.
No way, bro. Bayer Leverkusen, they're going to win it 2-1 or 2-0.
All right. Sporting and Juventus. This one's 1-0 to Juve. I will say Sporting were probably the better team in the first leg. Just couldn't put the ball in the net. I picked Sporting, you picked Juve. This one, I think this one might go to extra time.
I think this one ends 0-0, man, and Juve go through.
It will be low scoring. I will say that. Yes, I agree. But this one's going to be fascinating to see. Does Juve park the bus? Do they try to attack or counter and get goals? Or does Sporting play Juve off the park? I don't know.
I don't think they'll play Juve off the park. I think it's more of a Juve, I think you mentioned it, breaking on that counterattack.
Well, we'll see.
But isn't it interesting? This Europa League, man, all these fixtures, they're all close. Not one team blew the other one out of the water. Like, they're all, within one goal.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for Harry Maguire, we would have had one. Speaking of, Sevilla and Manchester United. 2-2 after the first leg. Sevilla getting 2 goals in the last, 5-6 minutes? Both own goals.
Yeah, I was there at the end.
We both picked United. United have a ton of injuries. It's looking like Harry Maguire's going to have to start this game, bringing in the Lukaku effect. I think Sevilla pip one on this one.
Well, they were your second choice team, weren't they?
Well, you were saying they were my second choice team. But yeah, I mean, with all the injuries and Marcus Rashford's not playing, I think Sevilla has enough at home where they're a completely different team.
So you're going with Sevilla then, huh?
I think so. I know I picked United, but it's just not looking like United, in my opinion.
I think it's United going forward. We'll see how they do defensively, but I think United get the result.
Okay.
They went to Spain and beat Real Betis pretty
handily.
Easily.
They did have their full starting defense and Marcus Rashford, so we'll see. It should be interesting. All right, let's head over to England and the English Premier League. On Friday, the action doesn't stop because we got league-leading Arsenal against bottom-of-the-table Southampton. Who you got for this one?
Going with Arsenal, man.
Yeah, one-way traffic, one way only. Arsenal need, and have to win this game. City don't play in the Premier League again until they play Arsenal next week.
Wednesday.
They have to keep pace the way Manchester City's playing. I agree. One-way traffic in this one. Southampton is just awful right now.
Yeah, but they seem to be a bugaboo team for Arsenal. Earlier in the season, they drew at St. Mary's.
Yeah, Arsenal have yet to beat 3 teams in the Premier League this season, being Manchester City, Newcastle, and Southampton. So Arsenal will, with a win, however, secure Champions League qualification for the first time since 2015-2016, where they finished second behind Leicester City.
Damn, it's been that long, huh?
Yeah, it's been a long time. My heart aches for Arsenal Champions League football nights. On the 22nd, we start the weekend with Fulham against Leeds at the Cottage.
I'm going to go with Leeds. They're probably not favorites. Fulham are obviously having a good season, but they're in a poor run of form.
Yeah.
They did get a win their last game out, but I'm going to go with Leeds.
I am going to go with Fulham on this one. The way Leeds are playing, I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I do. Maybe like a 3-2, 4-3.
I hope not. Leeds United need a clean sheet.
Yeah, they do, but both teams are looking at least solid of late going forward, but neither one can keep teams out of the net. I just think Fulham have the advantage in this one.
I do think they definitely have the better players and are the better team, but I think Leeds they're going to be fighting for their lives in this one.
I agree. Next up, we have Brentford against Aston Villa. This one should be tasty because Brentford are at home. Anywhere else?
So yeah, Brentford at home, man, they're a tough team to beat.
Yeah.
Now Aston Villa are also flying high and playing amazing. And shout out to Kane for correcting me on Jacob Ramsey. I was calling him Jalen Ramsey.
I also called him Jalen Ramsey in a TikTok video, so he got both of us.
So you know who Jalen Ramsey is, though?
Yes. Yeah. Cornerback, NFL. Yikes.
Jacob Ramsey.
Yes, Jacob Ramsey, who's a stud, by the way.
He is. He is.
So who you got in this one?
I'm going to go with the draw, man. I think just because it's at Brentford are playing at home.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with the hot team on this one. I think Aston Villa pull this one out. Keep pressure on Tottenham. And may we see a resurgent team finally break ahead of Tottenham, perhaps?
We'll see.
They're only 3 points back. However, Tottenham do have a 8-goal better goal differential. So I don't think this will be an 8-0 game. That's for sure. Next up, Crystal Palace against Everton. Man, the big games just keep coming.
Yeah, I think I'm going to change my answer on this one. I think I had originally put down a draw. I'm going to go with Palace.
Me too. Everton look trash away from
They
home.
are trash, and Palace under Roy Hodgson, man, are flying high, scoring lots of
Undefeated.
goals.
Undefeated. They look good.
I think it stays that way.
I agree. Next up, Leicester City against Wolves. This is a bottom of the table 6-pointer, especially for Leicester City.
So yeah, I think they get their new manager bounce now instead of against Man City. I think this is where they get their new manager bounce. I think Leicester get a result, man. They have too much quality. Wolves are flying high right now. I think Leicester brings Wolves back down.
I think Wolves are, let's see, what is their last 5 games here? Okay. I mean, they won 2 in a row. Unbeaten in 3, which is not really that great. But I think they have enough. I think they'll do it. Next up, Liverpool against Nottingham Forest at Anfield.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool. I was going to say, is this one-way traffic? But yeah.
One way and one way only.
Yeah, Liverpool for this one. They're looking, I mean, they've scored 2/3 of their goal, or was it a third? 2/3, something like that, in 3 games. 7-0,
Really?
6-1, and they had another, was it 9-0 or something like that earlier in the season?
Oh yeah, they beat Bournemouth.
Yeah, which is crazy to me. Next up on the 23rd, we got Bournemouth against West Ham, another bottom of the table 6-pointer.
I'm gonna go with a draw. Bournemouth are playing pretty good.
They are. Coming off 2 wins in a row, 3 and 5 for them. That's huge. Probably the most they've had all season.
Probably.
Yeah.
So
West
I'm
Ham.
gonna go with a draw though on this one.
It's
West Ham, they're
probably
coming
the
off a good
solid
result.
pick. It is. But after I saw that you were going to pick a draw, I decided I wanted to pick some team to win.
Go with Bournemouth then, man.
I'm picking West Ham to jump above Bournemouth in this one.
Okay.
Next up, Europa League and 4th place 6-pointer. Newcastle against Tottenham Hotspur. This
Should
one
be a good one, man. I think this could decide 4th place.
I think it will. I mean, if Newcastle win this, yes, I think it solidifies them as a Champions League team.
And I'm going with Newcastle, man.
Yeah, man, they're hot. I know they lost their last game, but they're hot right now.
They have a bounce back. They played poor last time out, so I'm hoping they'll get a bounce back.
They should, especially at home.
A struggling Tottenham team.
I still think that Tottenham are dangerous, especially on the counter. And I'm going to go with a draw because Newcastle, until their last 2 games, have really struggled to score goals. Well, I guess their last game they scored 0, but 2 games before that.
Yeah, they had scored, I think, 2 in each of those at least.
Yeah, at least. I think they had 3 in one or 4. But
yeah, I think it was against West Ham. Did they score?
Yeah.
Maybe 5. I think it was 5 goals they scored against West Ham.
Well, there you go. So I'm going to go with the draw. Next up, we have the FA Cup semifinals. First up, I don't even want to hear your prediction because I already know what it is, and probably 99.99999% of the world. Manchester City against Sheffield United on the 22nd. I guess it's just a matter of by how much.
By 3 or more?
3 or more, huh? I think it'd be closer than that because I think City rest most of their big name players. And
still, you got Julian Alvarez, man. Who's
I know.
stud.
It's the FA Cup. I have to give it some credit.
You'll probably see Riyad Mahrez.
Yeah.
Probably a Calvin Phillips.
See if he's laid off the cheeseburgers yet. On the 23rd, we got Brighton against Manchester United, which should be a tasty affair. This is at the Amex. Who you got?
I'm going with Brighton. They're fun, man. Yeah. I love Brighton.
I love watching them play. I even thought about getting myself a Brighton jersey. I thought about it.
They got a lot of injuries, so I think Brighton can take advantage of that.
I want to say Brighton. I do. But I think because it's been the FA Cup and they really want to get into Europe, they've been resting a lot of their starters for the FA Cup games. And Man United, I just think they want as many trophies as possible. I know Brighton are in a position to get their first trophy, and I don't even know how long, if not ever. I don't know.
So you're picking United, but yet you picked Sevilla over United?
Yeah. I don't know.
And you're flying high on Brighton, man. I don't get that.
I don't know. I might change my answer.
No, because I called you out on the Sevilla Man United game.
No, it's because originally
a better team than Brighton.
Originally, I picked United to beat Sevilla, and then I changed my mind.
Flip flopping over here.
I know these games are so hard to pick, man, and I get them wrong all the time. So it makes me second guess myself. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna stick with United. I want Brighton to win, but I think United will win this one.
Okay.
I'll still root for Brighton every game, unless they play Arsenal. All right. Let's hop over to Spain and La Liga. And Targo, what does the weekend hold for us?
So on April 22nd, we have Real Sociedad against Rayo Vallecano. Sociedad, man, are they ever going to score some goals? It's a good thing they had a hot start to the season because they're in 4th place. And Vallecano are in 8th place.
Yeah, they're not a pushover, man.
No, they're not. I'm going to go with Sociedad. They're playing at home. So I'm going to go with them, even though part of me wants to pick draw. But
yeah, a lot of me wants to pick draw, so I'm going to go with the draw. Just to be different.
Okay.
Sociedad are in such bad form, man. What happened? I don't get it. So, yeah, draw.
All right, and then also on the 22nd, we have Real Madrid against Celta Vigo. Real Madrid sitting in 2nd place. Celta Vigo are in 12th. So the title's pretty much gone to Barca. You think Real Madrid have any Champions League hangover in this game?
I don't, but they have to keep winning to stay ahead of Atletico Madrid. I'm just saying, they're only 2 points up. I think Madrid win this game. I do. I think they just want to keep the good times going, and they're on fire right now, man. Vinny Jr. and Rodrigo and Karim Benzema, they just can't stop scoring.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, man. I have a little worries for Madrid in this game, but they should win. They should. Then we have a big one in Spain, man. On the 23rd, we got Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid. First, third. So this is a chance. If Real Madrid slip up, Atletico could jump ahead of them.
They could. And Atletico are the hottest team in Spain right now.
I'm going with Atletico, man. I'm high on Griezmann right now. He's playing phenomenal.
Right? It's the pink hair, man.
They get one over.
He's got to keep the pink hair now. He's got it. I'm going to go with a draw in this one. Barcelona are home. Atletico are on fire right now. I just can't see them scoring a ton of goals against Barcelona.
Yeah, but Barca have not been scoring a ton of goals either.
No, which is why I picked a draw. So it was hard for me to pick, so I just went with the easy route. But
I'm going Atletico, man.
I'm rooting for Atletico. Yes.
Then if Real Madrid win, then they'll only be 8 points clear of Real Madrid, Barcelona in first.
What a monumental collapse that would be.
I don't think it'll.
I don't think it will either.
That would be one for the history books for sure if they did.
All right. Off to Germany in the Bundesliga. On the 22nd, we got Mainz against Bayern Munich. You see this going any way but one way only, especially after losing midweek?
Yeah, Bayern really need to pick themselves up, man. They are struggling for goals right now, though. So I do think they get the win, but I don't think it's a blowout.
Thomas Tuchel has only won 1 in 5 games for Bayern Munich since taking over. I think
Was it the right choice to get rid of Nagelsmann?
No, I don't think it was. But they got to deal with the consequences now. And someone else is going to gain from hiring Nagelsmann. I hope it's not Tottenham Hotspur. But I think Bayern Munich win this game. I think it might be like a 2-1, 1-0. Something close.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right.
Next up, a big one. Borussia Dortmund against Eintracht Frankfurt. I feel like it was like a week ago. Eintracht Frankfurt was in the top 4.
Maybe a month ago.
What? Again, feels like a week ago.
Yeah, they kind of had a fall from grace here, didn't they?
Yeah, they're winless in 5. But I mean, Dortmund aren't on hot form either. They only got 2 wins in their last 5. And somehow they're still only 2 points back of Bayern Munich. So they should be thanking Bayern for hiring Thomas Tuchel.
They should, man. If they somehow manage to mess up this Bundesliga race, Bayern Munich.
I mean,
not look good on
if
Tuchel.
Bayern draw their game, I might start to doubt my choice of Bayern Munich winning the Bundesliga with the way Thomas Tuchel's having them go. How do you see this game going?
I'm going with Dortmund.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the draw.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dortmund can't keep the ball out of the net. Kolo Muani can't stop scoring. Draw.
Dortmund sure can put the ball in the back of the net.
They can. Yes, they can. And Frankfurt can't keep the ball out of the net either. So, should be an exciting one to watch. Very offensive.
It should be, yeah.
On the 23rd, we got another big one. Bayer Leverkusen against RB Leipzig. Bayer Leverkusen are the hottest team in Germany. You are right. And RB Leipzig have only won 3 of their last 5. How do you see that?
I hope Leverkusen win, man.
I know
that'll
you
put
do.
them 4 points behind Leipzig.
I know.
And that'll put them also
in the Champions League places.
Yep.
Yeah.
Depending on other results go, oh no, they'll actually still be in 6th.
Yeah. But they have a chance to make up some ground. I am going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to pick Leipzig.
Yeah, I know you like Leipzig.
I do.
I'm not surprised to hear you
say
that.
Unfortunately, their defense is terrible. So this could go any which way. Next up, Borussia Mönchengladbach against Union Berlin. How do you see this one going?
Union Berlin, man, they're still in 3rd.
Miraculously
are in 10th. I want to say draw on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad pick.
I feel like Gladbach are a pretty good team.
Especially at home. Union Berlin aren't great away from home. I'm still going to pick Union Berlin because I want the fairy tale to continue. Because if results go otherwise elsewhere, I mean, they could drop all the way down to 5th if they lose this game. All right.
The fairy tale team you need to be watching, man, is Lens. They're in 3rd place in Ligue 1.
Yeah.
That's only because PSG beat them. They were in 2nd.
They were. But PSG have been dropping points left and right. So.
Yeah, they had those 2 losses there not too long ago, thanks to Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. The Kim Kardashian curse affected Arsenal too. Just saying. All right, off to Italy in the Serie A. Lazio and Torino on the 22nd.
Lazio, man.
One way only.
Form in Serie A.
Yeah. Are they the hottest team in Serie A right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not far behind is Fiorentina.
That's good, man, because they were down in the bottom there for a minute.
I know. It's great to see. So, yeah, one-way traffic, one way only. I pick Lazio as well. On the 23rd, Empoli against Inter. Is this going to be a case if Lukaku starts, Inter draw or lose?
Probably, yeah.
Are they going to have a Champions League hangover?
I swear you say that every time. If Lukaku starts, and that's always what happens.
It's like it's the only thing. It's like the guarantees in life. Death and taxes and Lukaku starting and Inter not getting a result.
So I'll agree with you, man. If Lukaku starts, I think it's a draw or loss. But if he doesn't, then I think they win.
I'm going to pick a draw even if Lukaku starts. If he does, Inter in trouble. I think it's just Champions League hangover for them. They've had to put a ton of effort into that game against Benfica.
Yeah, they did.
Next up, AC Milan against Lecce. One-way traffic.
I'm going to go for AC Milan, man.
Same here. I mean, I know Lecce are in 16th place and haven't won in their last 5 games, but Milan look good right now.
Rafael Leao looks good right now.
Fair. Defensively,
and,
they look good.
Magnon, however you say that goalkeeper's last name.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm just going to say Magic Mike.
Yeah. Magic Mike sounds better anyways. All right. And then to the big one. Juventus against Napoli. Man, this is going to be a good game. Hopefully.
I think that one ends in a draw.
Yeah. If this one ends in a draw, is that the end of Juventus, their Champions League dreams in the league?
Potentially. I didn't have them finishing top 4 anyway, so
I mean, it puts them. It would, if they draw or lose this game, I'm going to put them 11 or 12 points off of 4th with 7 games left.
That's a lot of ground to make up in a short amount of time.
Yeah. And I'm going to pick them to lose this game. I'm going with Napoli. I think they're going to bounce back after that Milan result.
They didn't after the last one.
They didn't. Either one. So, I think Napoli gets back on the old win train, keep patting on to their lead, and finally get crowned Scudetto champion. Does that mean, 14 points? They need to win 2 games? 3 games?
Something like that.
2 games. Because they had 5. That'd be 15, so 2 or 3.
I didn't look at that math, man. You got to ask me off
camera.
Off recording when I can do some math.
Yeah. Be 5 games, so 5 is 15. Anyways, last but not least on the 24th, we got Atalanta against AS Roma. Atalanta sitting in 6th, 49 points, won 2 out of their last 5. Roma have won their last 3 games, 3 out of the last 5 on 56, sitting in 3rd.
I think this one goes draw.
I'm going to pick Atalanta.
You are?
Yeah. Roma away from home aren't the best,
right? Yeah.
And Atalanta, I mean, they're not a slouch. I think it's the way the Serie A has been this season. I think it's all the stars aligned for Atalanta in this one.
Okay.
All right. So let's get to switching gears to a topic that we both had a lot of fun, and it was very difficult. Very difficult.
And a lot of coincidences.
Yes. So for those of you listening at home or watching on YouTube, whatever it is, we decided to do a relegation combined 11 with American rules. So you must pick a player from each team at the bottom of the table, which is Southampton, Bournemouth, Leicester, Nottingham Forest, Leeds, Everton, West Ham. Because of that,
we decided Crystal Palace and Wolves are probably safe.
Yes. It made it really difficult because of that.
Trying to find one from each team. Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So we have some varied results here, and I even changed mine before the show started.
Oh, some last second ones,
yes.
Huh?
We did these both not on paper or on paper and then transferred them to our notes on the computer and somehow had some of the same picks.
AKA our defense is exactly the same.
Yeah. So, Targo, who you got for goalie?
So I'm just going to go all the way through, man.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
So for my goalie, I have Keylor Navas from Nottingham Forest. You know, looking at those teams, I think he's the best goalie on those teams. I think who would probably be the second best? Maybe Jordan Pickford, but yeah, Keylor Navas, goalie. My right back, I went with Seamus Coleman.
The man, the myth, the legend, the ancient Seamus
Guy
Coleman
doesn't age.
He doesn't. It's weird.
And then one of my center backs is Kurt Zuma from West Ham.
Solid choice.
I think he's one of the better center backs out of those teams.
I agree.
And then because I had to pick a player from Bournemouth, I went with Marcos Senesi, the other center back. Man, that was tough. I did not know who to pick from Bournemouth.
I didn't either. It was really hard.
It's like Billy Tavernier, but it's like, there's so many.
There's so many better players on these relegation teams at the same positions.
So that was kind of my needed to pick a Bournemouth player. And then left back. Honestly, this was the position I had the hardest time with.
Me too.
Trying to pick a left back.
Me too.
From one of those teams.
Because they all suck. They're all bad.
They are. Forrest, didn't they get that Renan Lodi? And does he play?
I don't know.
Not a lot.
He's not good.
So I went with Junior Firpo from Leeds United.
Yeah. Most consistent one out of all of them, I would say.
It was funny, though. Like, I had, when we were making this list, I had picked him. And then sure enough, I was watching that Liverpool Leeds United game, and he gave the ball away for their first goal. I was like, oh, man.
Would you call it the podcaster's jinx? Because it's not the commentator's jinx.
But then I got three in midfield, kind of two defensive midfielders and an attacking midfielder. Defensive midfielder, Declan Rice, obviously, probably the best DM on those teams. Maybe a Wilfred
one of the top,
Ndidi.
I would say top 5 in the league, probably.
So, yeah, I went with Declan Rice, and then I had to get a Southampton player in. So, of course, and why not the best player on Southampton, James Ward-Prowse, as my other center mid. And then I went with an attacking midfielder, Mr. James Maddison from Leicester City. Probably the best attacking midfielder out there for those teams.
Yeah, I was going to say, you better have more to that sentence.
For those teams. Maybe a Brendan Aronson.
I thought about it, but no.
Yeah. So then on the left wing, I got Harvey Barnes, who surprisingly, he's in double digits for goals. I almost put Damari Gray.
Okay.
But then I didn't.
Yeah. I was like,
So Harvey Barnes on the left. On the right, I got Jared Bowen.
Man, what a stud. What a stud.
Of course.
Easy.
Jared Bowen.
Easy choice.
And then up top, my striker is Brennan Johnson from Nottingham Forest, man. I like the kid. I think he's got a bright future ahead of him.
Easy choice. Yeah.
He's going to be fun to watch. If Forest do get relegated, I hope another team comes and picks him up and keeps him in the Premier League.
100%. Newcastle, anybody?
And then shout out, to Patrick Bamford and Kalichi Iheanacho, who I also kind of considered for that striker position. But
yeah.
But that's my relegation.
Okay.
11. Let's get yours, man.
All right. Like I said, changed mine before the show. I just wanted to go a little unconventional. So I'm with Gavin Bazunu from Southampton at goalie. Man, he's got a bright future. I think he's only 20, 21.
He's young,
yeah. He's very young.
23, I know that.
I think he's got a very bright future. You could have picked is either him or Keylor Navas. You picked Keylor Navas. I went with Bazunu. Because originally he was my only Southampton player. I'm with the exact same defense. Seamus Coleman at right back. And that's why we were laughing, is because we wrote these completely separately and ended with the exact same result. Because that's how hard it is to pick the defense of these awful teams. I mean, they're not really awful, but the defenses are awful for all these teams. Kurt Zuma at center back. Marcus Sensei at center back from Bournemouth. Junior Fupo from Leeds at left back. Well, I went with a different formation than you did. I went with a 4-1-2-3. I guess that's what you call that. Yeah, 4-3.
Yeah, I guess you would.
2-1, whatever.
Looks like a 4-1-2-3.
Yeah. Okay. So I went with Declan Rice at defensive mid. Easy choice. I went with Yuri Tielemans. I know he's not having the greatest of seasons, but prior, world-class midfielder.
Yeah, he's definitely top choice. I think last season, or even if he wasn't injured, I probably would have had him in my lineup. But with him being injured, and I need to fit a Southampton player in my midfield.
Yep. And then I, again, had Bazunu as my only Southampton player, and then I changed my mind. I went with a different James Ward-Prowse, instead of James Maddison. So originally, I had him at attacking mid, and then I changed my lineup because I was like, I can't keep Yuri Tielemans out of this 11. Right wing, I went with Jared Bowen because duh. And then I went unconventional with my left winger, Wilfred Nanto of Leeds.
Leeds player, yeah.
Yeah.
From
Nigeria, I love watching him. He is so fun to watch. He is tiny. He's like a wrecking ball with a bolt of lightning coming out of it. He is so exciting.
I swear, man, he bursts onto the scene when where's he from? I can't remember. Italy. He's Italian. That's what it was, not Nigerian.
Yeah. I mean, it's spelled kind of like Noki, I guess.
But no, he's a great winger. I definitely think Harvey Barnes is better. Just gonna tell you that.
Yeah, but again, be different. But I wasn't different with my striker choice because, Brennan Johnson, man, has got a bright future ahead of him. And could he be the person to replace Harry Kane as striker of the England national team?
Maybe in a few years.
Well, it's going to take a few years before Harry Kane is replaced. He'll stay there for a while.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions. I mean, you have them, most of them in your starting lineup. I almost picked Felipe from Nottingham Forest and formerly of Atletico Madrid. And then Amadou Onana. Almost picked him from Everton.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, if we didn't have to pick a player from every team, I probably would have had either him or Yuri Tielemans in for James Ward-Prowse.
Yeah.
And then I debated between Kurt Zuma and Ogbonna.
Yeah. It was tough, man. Picking all these guys, but having restrictions. Usually we just pick whoever we think is the best or our favorites, and it's fun. It's hard because the defense was very difficult.
Yep.
But it was fun.
But yeah, this was a fun one. So you guys let us know, what is your combined 11 for these kind of relegation threatened teams? We got Southampton, Bournemouth, Leicester, Nottingham Forest, Leeds, Everton, and West Ham.
And that could change moment by moment.
It really could, yeah. I mean, you never know. Wolves and Crystal Palace could get pulled down back, or who knows? Chelsea?
Chelsea? And they're not far off, man. They're not far off.
No, they're not. But that brings us to the end of this episode, guys. We appreciate you for listening. Again, thanks for those 1,000 downloads on the podcast. We appreciate that. Don't forget to check out the TikTok, Instagram, our Facebook group. You can see our kind of immediate reactions on our TikTok and stuff. And of course, don't forget the Redbubble. We got the sweet merch on there. I think that's it for this one, man.
Yeah, man.
Until next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.